I charge 1,000 per landing page.
$1,000 is good, brother.
Perfect, the client already sent the cash. Here you can see the contract. Alright, so in this video, I'm gonna show you how I closed a $1,000 Claude AI website client. I'll show you where I found this client, how I got him on the call, and finally a full call breakdown with step-by-step process of how I closed him and got him to pay me $1,000. Okay, so the first things first, which is where did I actually find this client? So I found him on a platform called Upwork. It's a platform where freelancers sell their digital services like websites, automations, video editing, etc. The way it works is either the client posts a job, people just like you apply, and then the client picks the best application and hires that person, or a client can find your profile and reach out to you directly, which is exactly what happened to me. Here you can see the client reach out to me. We just set up a date for the call happened, and after he sent the contract and paid me. Now, when the client reaches out to you this way, it's way better than when you apply for the jobs. And there's two reasons for that. First of all, it's free, and unlike applying to jobs, you don't pay any fees. And second, when the client reaches out to you, it's almost impossible not to close them. Now, why? Well, they already picked you, so you're talking to a person that wants to talk to you and work with you. So as long as you don't do anything stupid, like coming to the call naked or coming 30 minutes late, you won. But here's the catch. That client didn't reach out to me by accident. They came to me because my profile did all the selling before the call even started. And that takes work and effort from your side. So if you want to take your profile to a next level, then just go check out this video where I fully covered that. And now let's finally break down the call. Here's how this is gonna go. I broke the call into 5 parts. For each one, I'll play it for you first, then break down what I did right and how you can replicate the same on your next call.
All right, so I think we can start. Basically what I do usually with every single client of mine, I ask questions to get to know their business better. Obviously, you need, for a landing page for a renovation studio, so I kind of anticipate that, but I obviously need some details about the scope, about everything. And then after I have like all the answers to kind of understand the project, you can ask me whatever questions you like. And then based on that, we just decide, if it's a good fit, we decide on the pricing, deadline, all of this, and then we can basically start working. So does it work for you?
Yeah, that's cool, man. Amazing, man.
Okay, so the most important thing at the beginning of every call is to take control of the call right at the start without being pushy, which is exactly what I did. And instead of letting it run into a random chat, I laid out the path so the client always knew what was coming next. People relax when they know what to expect, and a relaxed client is much more easier to close. So here's how you can apply it in your next call. Before you give them questions, spend the first 30 seconds telling the client the plan for the call. Something like, I'll ask you a few things, then you can ask me, then we'll figure it out if we're a good fit, and then we will talk pricing. It makes you sound like you've done this 100 times. Now, let's go for the next step.
So basically you've told me you have a renovation studio and you do a couple of other things as well on there. You've said you need a landing page. So can you give me a little bit more details about, your studio, how big the business is, what is, basically just give me like overall view. Yeah.
You got it. So I own a construction company. I do a lot of residential remodeling, kitchens, bathrooms, basements, bars.
So the second step is to ask the client one open question about their business, because I actually need to know who I'm building this for. You can't build something good if you don't understand what the client does and who the page is going to reach. And the nice side effect is that when you let someone talk about their own business, they start feeling heard and understood, which only makes them like you more. So here's how you can apply it in your next call. Ask the client a few simple questions about their business and then just shut up and listen. Ask what their business does, who their customers are, and what they want this project to achieve for them. Then stop talking and let them answer. Don't rush to fill the silence. Everything they tell you is something you need to build a project successfully. So listen carefully. Now, let's go for the next step.
I want it to feel like when you walk in there, like, you're walking in and like it's you feel like you want to spend money, like it feels luxurious, and that's the goal. So we're almost done the construction. We'll get there. So does that answer your question?
Yeah, definitely. So basically, if I understand this correctly, you are doing, and obviously I'm ignorant in this, space. So pardon for not saying it correct, but basically you're doing like all those like renovations and custom designs for people who basically have money. Is that correct?
Correct.
Because
Correct. Yeah, sweet. We're working for the people that have money.
So here, I did the same thing a good doctor does when he diagnoses you. He doesn't guess what's wrong. He listens to you and then says your symptoms back to make sure he understands you, and that is what makes you trust him more. And that's exactly what I did here. I listened to Greg, then described what he said to me back in simple words. This proves I was actually paying attention, and it lets the client correct me if I got something wrong. And most importantly, diagnosing instead of assuming makes you look like you really care. And if you do, it makes your client trust you even more, which again makes it way easier to make him pay you at the end of the call. So here's how you can apply it in your next call. After a client explains their business, summarize it back in one short sentence and end with, "Is that correct?" You either get a yes that builds trust or a quick fix that saves you from building the wrong thing later. Now, let's go for the fourth step.
Yeah, so I think what we can do right now before we discuss the deadline and the pricing, what I usually do, I'll probably 10 or 20 minutes after the call, I'm going to send you a questionnaire with all the questions I need for the brand direction in terms of design, all the pictures, all the videos, because obviously you rely very heavily on the visual side.
Mm-hmm.
And once I have that, I'm basically going to build out the website. I'll tell you this, I ask as many questions as possible so that then you don't waste time and I don't waste time by, endless revision.
Very honestly.
If I have all the information, all the assets, 1 or 2 days, then I can just send it over to, and the website or the landing page could be live by the weekend, like very easily.
Okay, yeah, that would be awesome.
So the biggest thing here is that I drew out the entire process of working with me step by step. When a client can see exactly how working with you will go, they start picturing themselves in it, and the moment they picture it, they start being subconsciously invested in the collaboration. That's why agreeing to the price later becomes so easy. They've already seen the value and they can imagine what it's like to work with me. So the price feels like the next obvious step instead of a risk. Now, here's how you can apply it in your next call. Don't keep your process a secret. Walk the client through it from the start to finish. The more clearly they can see what to expect from you, the easier it will be for them to say yes to your price. Which brings me to the last step of the call, so let me show you how to close them and actually get paid.
Let's just discuss it here, and then obviously, I guess when you reached out, you looked at my reviews, so you see approximately how much I charge. So what I just do, I charge 1,000 per landing page, and that includes split testing for the hero section, which basically means I'll build 3 different hero sections, headlines for the landing page. So you can test it. It all includes, the copy, because obviously I'm a copywriter. So that includes copy, mobile optimization, revisions. I basically work until you're happy. So
okay, if that's fine with you, $1,000 is good, brother.
Super simple here. I just stated the number and didn't flinch. Then I stacked everything he gets right after the price, so the value of working with me feels higher than the cost. And finally, here's how you can apply it in your next call. So you say a price, then immediately list what's included, so the value outweighs the number, and then just shut up. It makes you appear confident, and clients love working with people who can give them reassurance that their project is in good hands. Perfect, so now you know how to run sales calls on Upwork and close AI clients. But the truth is that if you want clients to reach out to you in first place, you gotta have an absolutely amazing Upwork profile that completely destroys your competition. So if you wanna know how to create an absolutely amazing Upwork profile, then go check out this full free 1-hour course where I break that down step by step.